Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. How are you all doing? It is Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. We are here for episode number 67 of Late Night with the Davey, and this is our 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular. So welcome on in, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Regardless of how long you've been here, hanging out as a member of the Death Squad, thank you so much for just being in this community with us. And welcome to the new people, and for all of you old timers, you guys that have been around for the last year and a half or so, welcome on in as well. If you are watching after the fact, thank you so much. Hit that like button, show the stream a little bit of love. Let's see if the replay can have some legs behind it. How about that? And gosh, I guess for some of the viewers that are watching in the future, maybe you're a future sub. Really appreciate you as well. And yeah, guys, this is going to be all about you guys tonight. All about you. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's lazy of me just to kind of let you guys guide everything. But what I'm going to do is answer whatever questions you got. We'll do an Ask Me Anything. As you can see, I'm sporting the blazer. It's been quite some time. I am already sweating. So I don't know how much longer I can keep the blazer on. We will see. But if you have any questions for me, drop them into the chat. Do something like put Davey all in caps or question all in caps or something like that before, so that way I can catch it. Of course, if you want to make sure that I don't miss your chat, you could always send a super chat, which is just an added bonus, not anything that's required, but it might be kind of fun to see some memberships gifted or have some super chats thrown in here as a way to celebrate the 2,000 subs. But of course, you guys just being here and being subscribers to the channel is plenty enough. I'm going to turn up the background music just a little bit. There we go. Okay. I put together some music. So I've got new music. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I used to use White Bat Audio. Man, I love Carl Casey's music. I would keep on using it forever, but sometimes I forget to put the tag on the description and I end up paying for it after the fact. Not literally, Carl's really sweet and he gets rid of any sort of disputes as long as you can show him that you credited him. So thank you so much, Carl. Really appreciate you. And I love what White Bat Audio does, but I just wanted to put something together of my own. So you'll notice that there's some new background music and some new intro music and kind of just a new intro. In fact, we're going to talk about some little changes that we're going to have here at the channel, but I want to jump in and say what's up to everybody watching, whether you're watching on YouTube or it looks like we've got a couple of people that have tuned in over on the Facebook side of things. So I'm going to jump over, say what's up to you guys. Maybe I'll take the blazer off at that point. I've got a little fizzy water here. Today is day 98 or something, or I don't know. I think by Friday I'll be 100 days no alcohol. So how about that? We are getting there. And I do have a little treat for myself. I know I shouldn't be drinking this stuff, but I found the Chucky Punch, and I figured tonight might be it's a cause to celebrate. This is my version of bubbly is Fanta Chucky Punch. So that's the kind of guy I am. That's the kind of high caliber shit you come to the Davey Deathray channel for. How about it? So I'm going to jump in, say what's up to everybody. Guys, really quick before I say hello, make sure you have hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't. You can always unsubscribe later if I piss you off or whatever, or you just don't agree with me or don't like looking at my face or hearing my voice anymore. I won't take it personally, I promise, but at least give me a chance. And there is a poll in the chat, pumpkin pie or apple pie, which one you got? It's very simple. I'm going to end that poll here really soon. And then, of course, we do have a super chat goal going. So if you guys want to watch a movie on Discord with me and whoever else shows up right after this stream, then we need 5 super chats of $5 or more. And that'll make it happen, Captain. So here we go. We're going to say what's up to everybody. We got Chester Franklin Jr. What's happening, Chester? Brett from Good Real Hunting, one of our great channel members, and Death Squad mods. We got Ashton Luck in the house, Eli Cortez, another channel member, and Death Squad mod, and a pillar of the horror YouTube community. What's happening, Eli? We've got Saucy Jack's Boneyard. What's happening, Saucy Jack? Looks like you've got a Jack the Ripper kind of vibe going in your icon now. All right, you've switched things up. We got Jay Beach. What's happening, Jay? So great to see you. Jason Carpenter, how are you doing? Jason, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys and all the love. Stephanie Hinkle, one of our newer YouTube channel members. How are you doing, Stephanie? So good to see you. Yeah, really appreciate everybody reaching out and dropping a comment on man, I've been posting a lot lately on YouTube. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of polls I just want to drum up some more engagement that isn't just the live stuff. So I figured why not get your guys's gauge your temperature on favorite horror movie of each decade. And I'm sure you've seen all of them floating around out there for sure. And, as part of that is I just announced that we had passed the 2,000 subscriber mark. And you guys were so sweet with all of your messages down there. So thank you so much for that. Let's see who else we got in here. All right. I've said hello to all those. Dean Renner, a triple threat Patreon member, YouTube channel member, and Death Squad mod. How are you doing, Dean? Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We got Linda, another one of our great channel members. How are you doing tonight, Linda? Looks like, or hopefully you're having an amazing week as well. And who else do we have in here? We've got Gory Tiger. What's happening, Gory? So good to see you, my guy. We got Antonis Andriotis, another one of our great channel members. How you doing, Antonis? Thank you for joining us. And who else do we have in here? Some guy named Davey Deathray. I'm pretty sure he's going to be spamming the chat here pretty soon. We got Jigsaw in the house. What's happening, Jigsaw? So good to see you. We got Leanna Bevy Rage in the house. How are you doing, Leanna? Ooh, big congratulations to Davey for hitting the 2K. Let's throw him a like. Why not? I was saying ooh because I'm like, oh, you got your posing with Michael Myers there. I love that. That's a great icon, Leanna. I really dig that one. Way to go. Way to go. We got KB Loves Movies in the house. What's happening, KB? So good to see you. Hope you are doing well and you get to, chill out after your live stream. It's always nice to have a little something to dip into after that. Man, our Yankees, what do they do, KB? What do they do? They're wasting Aaron Judge. That's what they're doing. What do they do? I don't know. I just don't know. All right. We got Ryan Underwood, one of our great channel members in the chat. What's happening, Ryan? So good to see you. Brother Deathray, what's good? Just kicking it with you guys and celebrating. So very, very pumped to be doing that. And of course, yeah, Leanna is one of our channel members. She's also a Death Squad mod. She is, she's August of 2024, I think, is when Leanna stepped in at first. Some folks I actually can remember for whatever reason. We got Brad Underwood in the chat. How are you doing, Brad? Squeaked out a close one against the Packers. Man, that game was dreadful. But your team, man, you guys, can get it done. Dell on Movies. How you doing, Dell? Thank you so much for joining us, man. Hope you're having a great night. We got Matt Facci from Facci Cinema. Been here since day one, says Facci. And yeah, man, I think you were the first person I collaborated with. Other than I think I did a review with Cecil over at the horror show, just like actually on camera together reviewing a movie, but actually collaborating with somebody that I'd met through YouTube. Matt, I think you're it, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for being my first. Certainly not my last, though. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you for being a wrench holder over here on the channel. We got Chad from Chud's Corner. How you doing, Chad? Thank you so much for joining us, brother man. Hope you are doing well. What are you eating right now, Chad? Let me know. What's on the docket? We got Joel from Dark Room Reviews. What's happening, Joel? So great to see you, bud. Thank you for kicking it with us here. And we've got some, don't worry, I'm going to get to all the starred chats. All the member chats and super chats are automatically starred. So I just want to say hello to everybody, and then I'll jump on over there. We got Jeff from John Doe Juggalo in the chat. What's happening, Jeff? Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, Jeff has an awesome voice. If you're a physical media fan or you like hunting for a good deal, man, Jeff's channel, John Doe Juggalo, really, really good shit. His voice is oh so soothing. And yes, I wish that I had your physical media collecting prowess, Jeff, but I do not, unfortunately. But I live vicariously through you. I find a lot of enjoyment watching you find all the deals and everything like that, and sharing them with your family. It's really, really cool. What Jeff does over on his channel is really different. It is pretty damn different than what you're going to see at a lot of places. We got Amanda, aka Trashbox Mandy, in the house, one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Amanda? Thank you so much for joining us. In fact, you know what? Amanda gifted me this really sweet Death Squad glass. That's you guys. You guys are the Death Squad. Look at how cool this glass is. Available on the shop, all that fun stuff, of course. But it's just really cool. I mean, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and, because there's ice in there, before the ice like completely melts, we're going to get this soda going in there. How about that? Here's a little intentional ASMR. Ooh, sudsy and sparkly. There we go. Okay. All right. So there we go. Shout out to Amanda. Thank you so much, miss. All righty. Let's see. Who else do we have in the chat? We've got Erica, one of our great Death Squad mods, and our Queen mod over on the Discord. How are you doing, Erica? Erica, you've been busy modding your butt off tonight already. All right. I see some questions. If I miss your question, feel free to put it in again. I am just going to star some of these questions. And then if you put my name all in caps or you put question all in caps, I will not miss it. All right? That much I can promise you. Okay. I think I've got everyone. Unless somebody is sneaking in here at the last minute. Shot by Shot. How are you doing, Shotty? Thank you for joining us. Hope you are doing well tonight. Manny's Manic Media says 2,100 are great milestones. Congrats, my dude. Thank you so much. Manny, really appreciate you kicking it with us here tonight. All right. Looks like I might be all caught up with everybody in the chat. We got Piz joining us. What's happening, Pizzowl? Hope you and Jeremy are doing well, my guy. Hope you are, already about halfway through November. Just like that? What the hell happened? Wow, we got Prince joining us. How are you doing? Princey Mund Pike, aka the Asian Action Assassin. How are you doing, Prince? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Adrian James, how you doing, Adrian? Really appreciate you. We got Destiny Faulkner, one of our great Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Des? Thank you for joining us. Hopefully work was pretty chill-ish for you there. We got the lovely Miss Brooke Scarlett, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Brooke? Thank you for joining us here tonight. All right. I might be there. Don't get me wrong. I love saying hello to everybody, but I also feel like I'm taking a while getting through this. Drew's Movie Club jumping on in. What's happening, Drew's Movie Club? Thank you so much for joining us. Not sure if you've been here for a while or if you're relatively new, but you are very much appreciated regardless. Holy cow, 36 people watching the stream right now. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, all that kind of fun stuff. We do have a Discord, totally free. We watch movies, all sorts of stuff. We talk a lot of shit, just fun shit, you know. Give each other, good-natured ribbing, kind of a hard time, but in a friendly manner. You know what I mean? Okay, I think I am all turn on my mic. Oops. Yeah, I don't know what it is with StreamYard. Thank you for letting me know, dude. I don't know what it is with StreamYard. Even when I'm plugged in and everything's good to go, sometimes it wants to default to the built-in microphone on my laptop. So thank you so much for catching that. Thank you. Could you guys even hear me at all before, or was it just quiet? Hopefully it was just quiet. Yeah. Hopefully it was just quiet. We got, I was trying to click there. Jamie Hart, the OG Death Squad mod, our mama mod here, and a channel member as well. Yeah, I don't know. Could you guys hear me at all? Do I have to go through the introductions all over again? Heck of a thing to do for your 2,000 subscriber stream, right? It was normal, but yeah, it was probably just a little quiet because it's the built-in on the laptop. So I appreciate you guys looking out. Thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate you. Okay, guys. Yeah, this
this stream is all about you. So let me know what you got as far as any questions you may have or anything like that. Let me see here. I'm going to get into the super chats and starred chats here that have come in. We got Critical Digit, our guy Coy, member for 13 months. How about that? Thank you so much for being a channel member for so long, Coy. I think, Coy, you were our very first channel member, if I recall correctly. Let's see here. We've got Dean saying, Davey, check your mic. I don't think your main mic is on. There we go. Leanna dropping $9.99 just to say check your audio. How about it? Thank you so much, Leanna. Really appreciate you. And Dean jumping in with a $4.99 saying totally down for a watch party, and 2, turn your main mic, or your my man mic. It is kind of a man mic, huh? Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Really appreciate you guys. We are 2/5 of the way there to watching a movie after the stream over on the Discord server. So yeah, if you want to do that, then there you go. Okay, so we got a couple questions to kick things off here. You know what? Before that, let me get into a couple things. A couple things really quick. I already mentioned the Discord. It's a lot of fun. It's free. All that kind of fun stuff. Guys, a couple changes. Really just like I don't know, maybe a couple changes. Okay, so changes coming to the channel. You may have already noticed there's been a little bit of an increase in pre-recorded material. You guys seem to really enjoy the long form content. Little did I know, I was doing these little like 10-minute, 12-minute reviews. They weren't really doing very much. And then, I started putting out some videos that are a lot longer. And not only were they getting great views from everybody that was already here before, but I noticed they started bringing in a lot of new people. And that's how we got to our 2,000 mark, when we did. So, I mean, it's a combination of that, and also you guys, liking the streams and sharing the channel and hyping up the videos and all that stuff, which I can see that you guys have been doing. So thank you so very much. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be putting out more pre-recorded content. So you're going to get an Elm Street franchise ranking here that is very different than the one that I did last year. Very, very different. So I'm working on that. I am working on a couple other ideas for pre-recorded content. I will, as long as I'm enthused by some sort of trailer, like the Scream 7 trailer, I did that quarter speed breakdown and everything like that. If we get another trailer like that, where it's just kind of on everybody's lips, everybody is talking about this movie or dissecting the trailer, or just as that kind of franchise where we just want to dive in deeper, I'll do that. It's not going to be every single trailer isn't going to get the quarter speed treatment, but when I'm just feeling it, I'll do that for you guys. And then a big thing that's coming to the channel, a big change, is I'm not going to be doing the news as a live stream anymore, guys. And there's a couple reasons why. So number one is I noticed you guys liked the pre-recorded content. So, okay, that's getting a lot of great views. So I was like, well, I can just consolidate the news maybe once a week, do like a 30-minute news show. If something drops out of nowhere that's like big news, I can go live and cover it that way and just cover it really quick, right? But usually I can just put a whole bunch of stories together, and it'll be a little bit more like a, kind of a news roundup sort of show. And so the really cool thing about that is, boom, half-hour shows, 5 or 6 stories, whatever it is that's popping at the time. And then you guys can jump into the comments and let me know your thoughts there. And I'm already doing the live stream, and then I'm editing the little stories from the live stream into their own smaller videos. So I'm kind of giving myself like a bunch of editing work anyways. So I might as well just go ahead and move it on over to a pre-recorded show, and that will make the live streams just a little more special. We'll do more of those live audience tier maker rankings. We'll do Q&As like we're going to do here today, like an Ask Me Anything. We can do watch parties. We can do topical discussions, have guests on. So we'll save the live streams for that. We're going to move the news over to a pre-recorded show. How about it? How about it? Let me know what you think. And I guess either way, I'm still going to give it a shot pre-recorded. So I might even do my first episode tonight. We'll see how everything goes. So those are just the big changes. They're not really big changes coming to the channel, but just a couple different things you can expect. And of course, you can see that we've got a nice little new rebrand logo coming out of spooky season. So how about that? And yeah, I chose to surround myself with some friends tonight. So, we got Michael, Jason from the NES game, because that game didn't give me nightmares in the literal sense, but it was just very difficult as a child. Although I still wanted to play it, because it was Friday the 13th. And of course, we got our guy Freddy, Ghostface. We got the Stoners, our Cheech and Chong from Friday the 13th Part 3. They're lovely. John Carver, Art the Clown for the kids. Art the Clown is for the kids, you know. And then Chucky, Leatherface, and good old Crypt Keeper. I didn't know who to put in that last spot, and I was like, man, I love Tales from the Crypt, and I want to get back to reviewing every episode in that show. So this is another little way just to kind of give me that extra push, that little bit of oomph, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. So, okay, let's go ahead and get over to you guys. Hopefully the audio is still good. I'm going to get on to some of these questions here. So here we go. KB Loves Movies asks Davey, what's your favorite Christmas time horror movie? I'm going to be pretty basic here, KB, and I'm going to say Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas. I really love that one. Gets creepier and creepier every year I watch it. I seem to enjoy it a little bit more. And, yeah, I don't know. Something about that movie. It's just so unsettling and at times kind of claustrophobic. It just really like puts you there. I love the sorority house setting and everything. Olivia Hussey, rest in peace, amazing in that movie. Yeah, I don't know. Billy's a total creep. And I really enjoy the original Black Christmas. I actually really like the 2006 remake as well. Quite a bit, actually. I think the Christmas, like the warm glow of Christmas lights and just that kind of like yellowish, almost like aged hue that the movie kind of just has this warm look and feel to it. I love the music, really dig the performances. And yeah, they take some pretty weird, you know, swings with the lore and everything like that. I'm not on board with every little bit of the 2006 remake, but I think it's really damn good. And yeah, I enjoy both of those quite a bit. Those are the two that come to mind. But man, I'm really looking forward to Silent Night, Deadly Night this year with Rowan Campbell. Yeah, really looking forward to that one. Can that become my favorite? I don't know. I don't know if anything can really push out Black Christmas. It's sort of like, you know, right there with Texas Chainsaw, and Halloween is just like, you know, that 70s vibe that just it isn't going to move anywhere. I don't know if anyone can knock Black Christmas off the top of the heap for me. Let's see here. Shot by Shot says, Davey, who is your favorite slasher that's not one of the big three? That's a good one. I kind of want to, like, I sort of gravitate towards Ghostface because I really like the Scream movies. Those were all into like different people in each one, right? So, you know, as an icon, I love the Ghostface look and the taunting and the whodunit aspect of the Scream movies. So I guess Ghostface is kind of an easy answer there. Gosh, that's a really tough one. Favorite slasher that's not one of the big three. Yeah, I'll go Ghostface. That's the easiest answer. I will say this: favorite slasher that's not one of the big three that never really didn't get a franchise or anything like that. I would say The Prowler. I really like the look of The Prowler, and even though the movie has its moments that it kind of slows down, kind of being pretty nice, I still love that movie quite a bit. But I don't know, man. After next year's Thanksgiving too, that might be John Carver, because I love that first Thanksgiving movie so much. Brooke Scarlett dropping a $4.99 and saying congrats on 2K, Davey. Thank you so much, Brooke. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Blazin' Asian dropping a $5 says, congrats, homie. You deserve all your success from one Gen X punker to another who loves horror movies. It's been great to see your growth. Thank you so much, Blazin'. Really appreciate you. Yeah, man. Punk rock and horror movies. To me, there's just so many similarities in the subculture, you know, kind of off the beaten path, you know, even though there's mainstream horror and there's like, you know, mainstream punk to a degree, you know, kind of like, I don't know. I think being a punk rocker or loving punk rock music and loving something like horror kind of makes you feel like a little bit of an outsider. Now, I've always felt that way to a certain degree. I mean, growing up where I grew up, I was so far away from everything. So, you know, it was like me and my group of friends that celebrated horror and celebrated punk rock and all that kind of stuff. So it felt really special, and it still does. And wow, this is crazy. Blazin', your logo, your little icon with the B and the super chat is like almost the exact same colors as 8-bit Jason right over there. Oh, it's too funny. Brett from Good Real Hunting drops a $4.99er, says congratulations on 2,000 subs. Proud of you. Also, apple pie greater than pumpkin pie and hashtag purple bag Skittles. No, Brett. No. Erica, do you have the rolled up newspaper, Erica? I need you to hit Brett with the rolled up newspaper. Speaking of the apple pie, pumpkin pie debate, apple pie is winning right now. I'll give you guys another couple minutes. Maybe it'll be 50-50. It's only 52-48 from what I'm seeing. And holy cow, guys, we already reached our super chat goal. You guys are awesome. So if you are a member of the Discord, then jump on over to the main chat and let me know what you want to watch tonight, and we'll hash it out and figure it out over there. If you're not a member of the Discord, that's where we will be watching the movie. So, join. It's free. There's a link in the chat, or a link in the description that should work still. And Erica's got a fresh one just in case, if not. So thank you guys so much to everybody that helped fulfill that super chat goal so damn quick. You guys are amazing. Grumpy Gorehound dropping a $2, says grats on 2K. Thank you so much, Grumpy Gorehound. Really appreciate you. Yeah, thank you so much for jumping in, man. It's I've been seeing you jump up lately. Grumpy, I think we saw you months ago, and then I didn't see maybe you were lurking, but I haven't seen you in the chat until just recently. So welcome on back. And we got Antonis Andriotis dropping a $4.99er. Thank you so much, Antonis. And he asks, what do you prefer, Davey, since you asked us, pumpkin pie or apple pie? I prefer pumpkin pie. I'm a pumpkin pie kind of guy. I'm not a pumpkin spice kind of guy. I don't want to drink, like when I was drinking, I didn't want pumpkin beer. I don't want pumpkin flavored coffee or pumpkin flavored candy or anything like that. You can keep all of that. I just want the pie. Put it in my face, a little bit of whipped cream. There we go. And nothing against apple pie. I think apple pie is fine. Apple pie, though, is kind of readily available like the whole year. It's not an exclusive, like, I feel like pumpkin pie is a little bit more of an exclusive time of year. So it seems more special to me. That could just be me. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Here's what it is. Actually, I can tell you what it is. I like the pies that are like the filling kind of pies more than I like a bunch of chunky fruit hanging out in my pie. Not a big like cherry pie guy. I don't think they're terrible or anything, but I don't need your chunky fruit in my pie. Just give me a nice, smooth, easy to eat pie. Okay, let's see what else we got going. Thank you so much for the $4.99er, Antonis. Really appreciate you. Grumpy Gorehound dropping a $5, says tried starting my own channel earlier this year, got skittish, and then recently decided, yeah, I need to go for it. Yeah, man, it can be daunting. Like when I struggled, or didn't really struggle with it. I just sort of like grappled with it in my head about whether or not to do YouTube for over 10 years. It was something that I wanted to do, and for whatever reason, I just didn't. And I got to that point too, Grumpy, where I was like, you know what, enough is enough. I feel like I've got a lot to say. I'm still a very like active audience member on YouTube, and I found when I was in like Dave McRae's chats or Slaughtered Lamb or Drum Dums or something like that, I was like, man, I've got a lot to say. And when you're in the chat, yeah, you can still develop those relationships with the community and you can still get your thoughts out. But I was like, I feel like I have enough to say to where I can just start creating my own. And I want to talk horror anyways. I try to with people in real life, but it can be difficult to find people that, can really get down with that conversation. So yeah, I kind of reached that point too, where I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. And here's the thing too, Grumpy, like getting skittish, that's okay. You're gonna see a lot of, I guess some people probably, maybe they do come right out of the gate and they, are ready to go, hit the ground running. But what I found is that you are going to get better as you go along. You're going to get more comfortable. You're going to find things that work for you and things that don't. And, if you listen to your audience and you listen to what feels right for you personally, and you just kind of follow that compass, then you should be pretty good to go. Yeah. Thank you so much for the $5, man. Really appreciate you. Okay, let me just make sure, guys. If you guys posted a question, I may have missed it, so feel free to ask me any question you got, and just put question in caps or Davey in caps or something like that. If Pumpkin Pie loses, flip it and say we rebel for liking or we rebels. Oh, gotcha. For liking the less we are rebels for liking the less popular one. Exactly. Yep. Holy cow. I know we got like 50 people in here now, Eli. It's crazy. Thank you guys so much to everybody that shared the stream or liked it or just whatever, because we've got a great reach tonight. Maybe it is the 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular that brought some new folks. And yeah, if you're a new person jumping on in, let yourself be known. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. This is one of the best communities on YouTube. I think I'm not going to take credit. It's the horror YouTube community at large that is amazing. So the Death Squad is this little corner that we found, and it's amazing. I see all of these lovely people all over in other people's channels in the live chats and everything, and it's a great community. So if you're new, let yourself be known, and welcome. Okay, let's see if we've got any other questions. Chocolate pie is the next. Oh, what did you say here? Apple pie is winning. Yes, it's true. It is true. Hey, what's happening, Keelan? Welcome on in, man. Welcome on in. That is Keelan from Kill the Credits. How are you doing, Keelan? Hope you're having a great night. Okay, let me see here. I don't think I'm missing. I've never had pumpkin pie. What's it like? Oh, it's so good. Have you ever had sweet potato pie? They pretty much taste the same. Pumpkin pie, it's great. I don't know. It's smooth. It's got that pumpkin spicy kind of thing going on. You cover it in whipped cream, and it's amazing. I don't even know how to describe pumpkin pie. Davey, there's an amazing pumpkin beer by Elysian called Night Owl Pumpkin Ale that tastes more like pumpkin pie than it does pumpkin spice. You would like it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think those beers were always a little too heavy for me, those pumpkin beers. And we got Blu-ray Addict in the house. What's happening, Blu-ray? Says, I started rewatching all of Stranger Things again before the new season comes out. I'm 3 episodes into the 2nd season. That was the season that brought me to a grinding halt on my Stranger Things journey, as it were. Yeah, that 2nd season bumped me out. Yeah, chunky fruit. Just get your chunky fruit out of my pie, you know? Ooh, can we get Davey to 50 likes during this celebration? I don't know. I think we can. I think more than 50 people have voted. That's what blows my mind. You show up and you vote and you don't drop a like. Do you really hate me that much? I mean, I guess maybe you do. Maybe you click apple pie and you don't like it like bread. Maybe that's what you do. I don't know. I don't know. Jiminy Christmas, Dean. Jeez. I alluded to it, and then Dean just comes out and says it. I like that. That's a good wingman right there. Just coming out and saying it. Yep. I dig it. Let's see here. Do you guys have any other questions? I guess you guys don't have any questions. You just want to talk about pie tonight. Big Ideas 3, welcome on in. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. Big Ideas 3 says sweet potato pie or coconut or hot apple pie with ice cream. I mean, sweet potato pie tastes just like pumpkin pie to me, so I guess I'd go that route. I would do a hot apple pie with ice cream probably before coconut, I would say. All the cool kids voted pumpkin, so if you didn't vote pumpkin, oh, love it. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I kind of like the, I thought you did it on purpose, Erica. I thought that was like your styling way of saying kids because you didn't want YouTube to know that you were saying kids in a chat. Let's see here. I like apple pie with ice cream, but I've heard some people eat it with cheese. Oh, apple and cheese go together. Cheese on a sweet pie. That's interesting. I've never tried that. That sounds like some crazy Midwestern stuff for sure. Not that all Midwestern stuff is crazy. That just sounds like the crazy brand. Super Tenor, one of our great channel members, jumping on in, says, hey, congrats. Thank you so much, bud. Really appreciate you. Thanks for kicking it with us. Crap, I forgot you're doing the sober thing, which is great. Didn't mean to tempt you. Not tempted at all. Thank you though, Aaron. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been really smooth. The no alcohol thing. And I mean, you know what it is, Aaron. If I were like say I'm at a gathering and somebody busts out that beer or something and I'm like, oh, Aaron said it was good, I would taste it. You know what I mean? Splash in a cup, taste it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I was never at that level of orbit. I know that I don't want to drink ever again, if that makes sense. Super Tenor dropping the Mario question mark box. I'm guessing that's what that is, right? I'm guessing that's what it is. See what else we got going. Yeah, did everyone hit that like button? You better do it or Erica's going to come after you. Look out. Anne Hathaway or Mary Elizabeth Winstead? For what? Just like better actress? Prince, I need you to clarify. Better actress? Prettier? Funnier? What kind of what's the qualifying factor for the Anne Hathaway or Mary Elizabeth Winstead? And honestly, I'm trying to think, like, so I've seen Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Was she in The Devil Wears Prada? Is she the girl in that one? Because I've seen that movie like twice because I love Simon Baker. And Meryl Streep is just like a raging bee in that movie. It's great. And then I think I've only seen Mary Elizabeth Winstead in Alien Covenant, right? She's in that one, and I've seen her in Final Destination 3. I'm trying to think what else I might have seen her in. But I've only seen those performers in a couple of roles. But let me know, Prince. What do you mean specifically? Blu-ray, I did see something about that. We might cover that on the news. If it's meaty enough, we might cover it on the news. And another thing I'm going to do on the pre-recorded news, guys, is some of the smaller stories. We'll do like a news quick bites or something like that, where I go through a handful of smaller stories really quick. So there will be like cool little segments, you know. For the bigger stories, we'll do the standard kind of read through the whole article. For the quicker stories, it'll be a little more like slickly edited, or at least like a little bit just have more rhythm to it. So yeah, depending on how much news there is for the third Orphan movie, we may or may not cover. So let's see what else we got. Blood Rage threw pumpkin pie against the wall. That is all you need to know about how bad pumpkin pie is. Yeah, but no one knew what Blood Rage was until like 3 years ago. So this is like this horror movie that no one was talking about until like Thanksgiving made Thanksgiving horror movies something that people wanted to dig into the past looking for. And of course, when I say no one, I mean like, you know what I mean. I mean, in general, no one was talking about Blood Rage until Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, blew the lid off Thanksgiving movies for horror. Oh, let's see what else we got going on here. We got Killjoy Jake in the house. Oh, Jake, I don't know about you anymore. I'm just joking. Guys, I love what Killjoy Jake does over at his channel. He is covering all sorts of Scream news, all sorts of the Terrifier and all the stuff in that world as well. He's keeping me up on all that stuff, let's be honest. And Jake says apple pie all day. Final Destination Bloodlines is the best sequel. Okay, answering the poll that we've got on the channel. Okay, excellent. Happy 2K Davey. See you next week. Thank you so much for dropping in, Jake. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be on Killjoy Jake's channel actually next Wednesday. Instead of doing Late Night with the Davey, I am going to hop on over to the Killjoy Jake channel, and we're going to talk some Scream 7 next Wednesday. So keep on the lookout for that. I'm very much looking forward to it. I've not yet guested over on Jake's channel, but he's got a great community over there. Some of you probably, came over here by way of that channel. So you all know. This poll has restored my faith. Okay, wow, it's still so close. Still so close. Okay, I guess we could just end it. Let's go ahead and end it at 55 votes. I think it's supposed to be 55. I mean, YouTube is just... So yeah, 62 votes. 62 votes. Do we have 60 likes? Guys, apple pie wins 52-48. That is damn close. And you know what? I'm going to lean into what Jamie said earlier. Yes, I'm a punk rock fan. I'm a horror fan. I go against the grain. and I do not conform. So even though the minority is 48% in this coin flip, yeah, still there, still an outsider, right where I belong. Oh, I love it. Thank you guys for making me feel so at home as an outsider, being a pumpkin pie lover. 62 votes. Holy cow. And where are we at with the likes? Let's get a like count here. 51. All right. So not so bad. Not so bad. I might get another poll going up there for you guys. I'm curious, like, what brought you all here to the channel. So I've got a poll about that, but let me jump back in over to you guys and catch up a little bit here. Let's see here. The RBC comment. Oh, yes, it did make it to the screen. I was like, resting bitch. Oh, roast beef curtains. Yes. Anything, any love for pecan? Is that what you're asking, Des? I don't know if I've ever had pecan pie or pecan pie. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Yeah, that's a poll in and of itself. How do you say it? Pecan or pecan? The pecan. How I have that pecan pie. All right, let's see what else we got going. Thank you for sharing Jake's link there. And Jake's got a couple other channels as well. So I think that's his main channel right there. He's got a gaming channel and a channel where he talks about some of the older movies, like the movies that I like, all that stuff. Jason Carpenter's got a question here. Okay, let me jump in there and grab that. Are you seeing The Running Man and Keeper this weekend? Yes to Keeper. I might actually see Keeper twice this weekend. We'll see. Because I have plans to go see it on Friday already. And then the guys on the Horror Show channel want to do a review on Thursday. So we'll see. I may go see it both times. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. So I'd probably go see it twice anyways, unless it's not very good. But I'm a big Oz Perkins fan, and I don't think he's going to disappoint me that much. Like, even the monkey I had fun with, I wasn't like over the moon with the monkey, but it was good. Sure. You know, it just looked like, to me, the monkey was Oz just making kind of a little bit of a pop horror movie. You know, nothing wrong with that. He can't just, not everything that Oz does can be as arty or as artsy as Longlegs or Keeper or, you know, the 5 other movies he's probably working on right now. Thank you for the question, Jason. Really appreciate you. I don't, yeah. And here's the troubling thing, Leanna. It's coming from a mod. Yeah. No, Dean and I have to have a talk after this live stream. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just fucking with you. Let's see here. Fuck, I want pie now. I can't believe you don't have any in the house. Chad, I thought you had like one of everything. I thought you had like your own private commissary, Chad. That's what I thought. Typos and typos. Oh, yeah. Cherry pie is up there for me, says Aaron. All right, man. You know, those chunky fruit pies, you throw on some vanilla ice cream, you're good to go. The thing about pumpkin, it doesn't need anything. I mean, yeah, whipped cream makes it better. I'm sure a scoop of vanilla ice cream would suit it very well also, but you could just straight up eat the pumpkin pie. It doesn't need something else to help it like apple pie does. Fucking apple pie. Let's see here. My wife makes a killer bourbon pecan pie. That sounds delicious. Antonis Andriotis asks, are you going to watch Thanksgiving this year? Yes, probably more than once. I really love Thanksgiving. I'm one of those guys. I'm like a huge, waving the freak flag for Thanksgiving, carrying the torch for Thanksgiving, because I know it's just like anything else in this genre that we love. Movies come out and some people are just freaking out over them, and then sometimes we're freaking out over the hype, and then we go see the movie and maybe it does reach those heights and we're still really pumped, and then maybe sometimes it's a little deflating. For me, I was getting more and more excited as the Thanksgiving release was coming up because I really dug the trailers. And then the movie just gave me everything I wanted from 80s revenge whodunit slashers with a little bit of that Scream kind of vibe. But Thanksgiving reminded me a lot more of, and I know I say this all the time on the channel, it reminded me a lot more of like My Bloody Valentine and The Prowler than it did Scream. Although I get it. Depending on what your reference point is, you could look at Thanksgiving and be like, oh yeah, it's like Scream. especially because it's like kind of fun in the way that Scream is fun. A little bit of that. I don't think like Thanksgiving is meta necessarily, but it's maybe a little kind of tongue in cheek about what it's doing. I don't know. Maybe I'm struggling to get that thought across in a in a way that is easily understandable. Let's see here. What else do we got going on? Yes. November 22nd, Chills and Thrills. Keelan from Killing the Credits, Brett Man, and myself over watching Thanksgiving on Chills and Thrills, November 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern. Look out for that. Used to eat the little pecan pies in the tin pan at the gas station. Yes, I see those. I see those everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, it seems like. Yeah, and you can't put Dean in the corner. You just can't. He's just too Philly for that. You just can't do it. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Dean and Brett are in punishment and healing from my newspaper attacks. Yes, get out the iodine because they've got paper cuts. Killjoy Jake rocks despite not liking Halloween Ends and not liking pumpkin pie. Well, I'm jumping to conclusions. Jake might like pumpkin pie. He just, would rather take apple pie if he could, or maybe he hates pumpkin pie. I don't know. I'm not going to put any words or pies into Jake's mouth. But yeah, Halloween Ends. You're always going to have a friend over here, Jason. You're always going to have a friend. Chester, what was your question, bud? I must have just missed it. So feel free to type it in there again. Definitely not ignoring you. Thank you so much, Melissa. Really appreciate you. Thank you for kicking it with all of us here. I guess with me too, and everybody else. Davey, my thoughts on pecan pie. I don't know if I've ever eaten a pecan pie slice, Aaron. I don't know if I ever have. All right, let's see here. Punk Rock Davey, that's right. I can eat a whole pumpkin pie easy. They're so good. I'm right there with you. Yeah. I like apple pie, but come on, it's rather pedestrian, says Aaron Click. Yeah, a little bit. I guess pumpkin pie is like kind of pedestrian too. It's just like, which one do you prefer? Pecan or walnut pie are amazeballs. I don't think I've had either one of those. All right, what else do we got? Grumpy Gorehound has a good question. I'm gonna have a sip of a little something. Do I ever worry about potential scammers messing with my channel? If so, how do I deal with it? Ooh, like scammers. I guess I don't know what you mean. I did have somebody comment on one of my videos and they're like, hey, if you want your thumbnails to pop, like I'm digging your content. If you want your thumbnails to pop, get a hold of me. And I'm just like, I don't think I'm having any issues with my thumbnails. I don't know. Like maybe, I don't know. You guys let me know. Do my thumbnails suck? I don't know. I don't think I need to hire anybody to make thumbnails for the channel. It's not at the point that I'm at, just having crossed 2,000 subs is pretty small potatoes still. So yeah, I don't know. I don't worry about that too much, Grumpy. I know that once channels get like, cobwebs, his channel was hacked. I've heard of that stuff happening with channels that are much, they're bigger targets because there's actually, some real movement going on the channel. So I haven't experienced anything like that, but yeah, I mean, we've dealt with like trolls or weird people using dummy accounts and saying mean things and stuff like that, but that's been a long time. That was like a phase that we went through, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, where it got kind of messy, but no scammers yet, knock on wood. There we go. What was that line from Cheech in From Dusk Till Dawn about apple pie? Probably something really dirty. I'm like circling through all the, how many, he plays like 3 or 4 different characters in that movie. I'm like trying to figure out which character would have said something about that. Eli says, I found the channel when you had my dude Cody from Dude Who Loves Movies on Late Night with the Davey. That was early on. That was one of the first episodes, Eli. Hell yeah, man. It feels like you've been here since, I mean, it kind of feels like the beginning because I did that not long after starting the live streams. So, so happy to have you as part of the community, Eli. Frank's Media and Reviews, giving out a congrats, buddy. Thank you so much, Frank. Really appreciate you, bud. Hope you and the family are doing well. Either way, pecan or pecan, but most often I hear the former pronunciation. Okay, so you hear pecan. Okay. Alrighty. Boom, we got Bill from the Everscathed. Fuck the Everscathed. Send me this shit. Fuck you. Bill says number 1, chocolate cream pie. Chocolate, yeah, I'm a big chocolate fan. Number 2, cherry pie. Number 3, apple pie. Number 4, pecan pie. Number 5, pumpkin pie. Of course, there's one pie I prefer overall, but we'll stop right there. Well, welcome on, Bill. Thank you so much for dropping your pie ranking here. Your top 5 pies with Bill from the Everscathed. There it is. Thank you so much, Bill. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here on the 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular. I gotta replenish my pie drawer. Oh yeah, in your commissary. Yes. We got little Michael Myers in the chat, one of our great channel members. How you doing, little Michael Myers? How was Halloween? Maybe you jumped in right after Halloween. You might have, actually. Now, little Michael Myers, you were at H45, right? Because I thought I saw you walking around at H45. It'll be very curious for H50 because you're probably going to look, you're not going to be little Michael Myers anymore at H50. You're going to have this, big old growth spurt, and you'll be mid-sized or full-sized Michael Myers by then. We'll see. Thanksgiving is not a November staple for me. From here on out, it feels like November too. Not a November staple, or now a November staple? Maybe you meant now. It is for me. It's definitely a November staple for me. They are flying by so fast. I did miss that one. Thank you so much, Bill. Really appreciate you, bud. Enjoy your well-deserved celebration. You've been busting your ass to get here. Hails and cheers right back at you, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the friendship, Bill. And we still got to get our demons on, buddy. We still got to work out our demons. Let's see what else we got going on here. What do you guys think of the music in the background? Should I switch it up to something a little more energizing? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think about, if you can even hear the music in the background, let me know. Peanut butter pie. That sounds good. Peanut butter's good. I know Leanna's not the biggest sweets gal, so yeah, like a Reese's peanut butter cup kind of pie. Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's not just straight up peanut butter. It probably is a little bit of that. You gotta have some sort of marbly chocolate kind of thing going, right? All right. What else do we got here? Okay, cool. There we go, Chester. My question to Davey is, what are your thoughts on VHS Halloween? Did you enjoy it, or it wasn't your movie? VHS movie I enjoyed, but the girl dancing by Blow Up was inappropriate. The girl dancing by the Blow Up was inappropriate. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like, is it the very first story? Yeah, when the girls are like running around the neighborhood and she's all twerking. I mean, what inappropriate. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like that element's just going to be there in horror movies. I don't take that stuff too much to heart. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. A little booty shaking never hurt no one. VHS Halloween, there were a couple, little vignettes in there that I really enjoyed. I thought it started out strong. The two girls in like the baby house. That was creepy. The take one little skit was funny. I mean, to me, it seemed like they were going for like a real dark comedy kind of thing. So it was totally absurd, but funny. And then I did like the last one quite a bit as well. Like the haunted house that turns into an actual like, hellish dimension, or however you want to explain it. Yeah, I thought VHS Halloween was okay. Yeah, it was, I think we watched it like as it had just dropped on Shudder, and we watched it on the Discord together, like right after it premiered or whatever. So, I'm happy I watched it. I don't know if I'll return to that one because there's so many anthologies and so many movies to watch. And even though I watched like 30 movies for the very first time this last spooky season, somewhere around 30, there's just so much more to watch that I've never seen before. So I don't know if I'll revisit VHS Halloween, but I'm happy I did watch it for sure. Erica's hungry for pie. Yep. And it's too late to get any. Just go to a convenience store. They got to have something, right? Someone started copying Critical Drinker's voice with AI and using it for a fake channel. That is wild. Yeah, I guess that's why, you know, I saw like Morgan Freeman posted, or there was some story with a quote from him that came out there, because apparently his voice is being used in AI narration, and he's like, hey, that's how I make my money. Like, you're stealing from me. Stop doing that. So, you know, I would imagine hopefully the Critical Drinker, since he's, you know, got a massive channel, hopefully he's got some way to you know, have legal recourse over that. You know, somebody using, if they're using your voice, they are using part of your likeness. So I would imagine there's got to be some way to go after him, but it sounds like a total pain in the ass. I guess not a good problem to have, but I guess it's one of those things that comes with being wildly successful as a YouTuber. So I don't have to worry about that maybe ever. But yeah, that would be wild. I've thought about like doing that with my own voice, like teaching an AI to speak like me, and then, you know, doing like audiobooks or some sort of weird, funny thing like that as like its own little channel. Just so if, you know, it's like, hey, you like my voice? Here's me reading whatever. And then you can put it on as you like go to sleep or whatever. Sounds a lot creepier than it really is. I'm trying to do a nice thing here. But yeah, if somebody else started using any part of my likeness, I would be pretty uncomfortable with it for sure. Yeah. And Grumpy Gorehound, thank you so much for the $5, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that's been showing the love. Whether you're hitting the like button, sharing the stream, dropping a super chat, whatever. Really appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us. Chester says Oreo pie. All right, that's a really good one too, like an ice cream pie. Mr. Banana Monkey, everybody drop some banana emojis in the chat for Mr. Banana Monkey. Says, howdy, congrats on the 2K, Davey Deathray. Thank you so much, Mr. Banana Monkey. Really do appreciate you. And maybe I'll see you over on the Discord later on. Okay, let's see here. Am I missing any other questions? My wife has made delicious homemade pistachio pie, says Bill. French vanilla pie and Oreo pies before. Ooh, those all sound really, really good. I never disliked vanilla, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, man, vanilla's a really awesome flavor. There's nothing wrong with vanilla. When people are like, oh, it's so vanilla, I'm like, tell me more. Like, what, it's so awesome? Is that what you mean when you say it's so vanilla? They should say it's so chicken, because chicken is like, tastes like whatever you put on it. Chicken is just like it's like white rice. It's like whatever you put on it, it's going to taste like that. So they should say, oh, it's so chicken. Oh, goodness. I've been here so long that I forgot how I found this place. Yeah, Jamie, you've been here for a while. I think I probably had like 300 subs when you joined up. Maybe even, yeah, I think that's what it was, because I hit 300 like on New Year's Eve. Then it took me a long time to get to 400, and I think by the time we were at 400, I think you had been there for a little bit there, Jamie. All right, what else do we got here? Pie sounds awesome right now. Need some. Bill, I need that pistachio pie recipe. This is no longer the 2,000 subscribers celebration spectacular. This is the 2,000 subscriber pie chat, talking about all the different kinds of pie. Let's see here. What else do we got? Now in November staple. There you go. That's what I figured. Better actress, Anne Hathaway or Mary Elizabeth Winstead? Fuck. I don't know. I don't even know. I guess I got to throw that up to you guys. I guess I'll say Anne Hathaway, because I like The Devil Wears Prada, I think, more than I like Alien Covenant or Final Destination 3. Keelan says, congrats on 2K, Davey. I look forward to formally meeting you on the watch party. Also, I see no love for key lime pie, but that's my favorite. Well, thank you so much for saying that, Keelan. Yes, guys, there is key lime pie out there, which I think is a good flavor. Although when I'm in the mood for pie, I want something, I don't know. I just want that damn pumpkin pie. I'm such a little bitch about it. Switch it up on the music. Okay. Grumpy Gorehound says music's good, soothing. Okay. At age 45 and can't wait for age 50. Hell yeah, little Michael Myers. Well, I will be there, and I'm sure a whole bunch of us will be getting together and hanging out. Should be a damn blast. Congrats to Soundgarden and White Stripes for their Hall of Fame inductions. Yes, congrats. Man, Soundgarden hadn't been in there yet? Wow. Okay. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't make it in there earlier than that. But White Stripes, yeah, why the hell not? Reese's Pie for the win. Oh, yeah. Jason Carpenter drops a $2 super chat and says, now. He means November now. Thanksgiving is now a November staple for Jason Carpenter. And he says, my bad, Davey, Heart Eyes 2 for February. See, I had a lot of fun with Heart Eyes. And it didn't... the ending, they didn't do very well with the reveal. I thought it was it got pretty hokey pretty quick. I don't know if that's the tone they were going for, but for the most part, I like the tone of the movie. I knew what they were, aiming for, and that they weren't trying to do something too slashery. They were trying to find that kind of Hallmark meets slasher, and I think they did a good job of it. So I don't know. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy Hard Eyes, but I had fun with it. Yeah. I haven't thought about it very much, but I had fun with it, and I only saw it the one time. So yeah, I'll probably watch it again this coming February. Need to go full synthwave / vaporwave with the background music. I'm kind of there. I have another little bit of music bed that I can put behind me, but it's a bit more driving. And so I thought something a little more chill would be nice for the background for during live streams. Aaron says, Davey, I know it might depend on particular kinds, but rank the following: pie, cake, cookies, brownies, cupcakes. Even though cupcakes are basically small cakes. Okay. Ranking them. Gosh. I might say pie. I'll go pie, brownies, cookies, cake, cupcakes. That's how I'll do that. There you go. Boom. Finalized. There it is. Let's see here. I hate anything lime, so key lime doesn't do it for me. Hate it more than pumpkin pie. I will say this for lime in general. I think it's an underrated flavor. Lime Now and Laters are one of my favorite candies of all time. I enjoy lime Tootsie Rolls. Old person candy. But yeah, I don't know. I like lime. Lime is damn good, Brett. What the heck? How can you hate on lime? What is going on here? Dean says, question, what are we watching for the watch party after the 2K subscriber celebration spectacular? Well, Dean, let me know jump on over to the Discord and put in a movie you want to watch. And we could do a poll or something like that for the folks that are going to be watching over there. So jump on over to Discord, hop into the main chat, put in the name of the movie that you want to watch for the watch party, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out after the stream. I'll be eating key lime pie on stream just to spite you. I'm going to do that with pumpkin pie, Keelan. So look out. Look out. And yeah, let me see about... I am going to... Let's see here. Get a poll going. Okay, just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm not going to give you a topic on Coffee Talk. I'm just not going to do that. Let's see. So this poll is going to be how did you find your way to the Davey Death Ray Vortex? Let's see here. What are the last two options here? These are cracking me up. Here we go. Let's put the thumbnail thing to a test. There we are. I like this last one. Okay, here we go. How did you stumble into the Davey Death Ray Vortex? Was it the horror news? Was it live stream chaos? Was it the killer thumbnails that apparently I need help with? Or was it a cursed recommendation? Did somebody turn you on to the channel? Not in that way, but just turned you on to the channel in general. And I am so far behind on the chats. Did Daddy Oscar deliver satisfactory to you in Frankenstein? Not really. He was okay. Yeah, I thought his accent was kind of all over the place for me. And the more and more I think about it, the more I'm just like, Victor isn't there are not many redeeming qualities to Victor. He's a little too flawed, and then the creature's a little too perfect. But I thought Frankenstein was okay. Yeah, I thought it was all right. Overall, like, it could have just looked more like a movie to me than a TV show, and I would have liked it a lot more just for that. Yeah. I feel like I've gained 30 pounds from all the pie talk. That checks out. We got Evan Wilson joining us. What's happening, Evan? Thank you so much for jumping on in. Says, I'm watching Sleepaway Camp for the first time. Have you seen it? Thoughts? Yes, I just watched it for the very first time. Gosh, maybe it was like 3 months ago now, something like that. Yeah, I mean, really gritty and a dirty movie. Definitely relishes in how nasty it is. And you know, a product of its time for sure. Like, a lot of movies had that kind of sleazy feel to them. You know, The Burning has a very similar sleazy feel. It's also in the camp setting. You know, I think Sleepaway Camp is always going to be remembered for having that wild ending. Most people probably know about the ending before they actually watch the movie itself. But I thought Sleepaway Camp was okay. It was nothing that I didn't grow up watching it, so I don't have this like huge attachment or anything like that to Sleepaway Camp. But yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, it was all right. Yeah. See what else we got here. And Chad just coming in and stirring it up with everybody. I love it. Blu-ray Addict says, have you ever watched the Harold and Kumar movies? I heard they're finally making a 4th one. Wow. Gosh, have I seen the 3rd one? The 3rd one is the Christmas one. I think I have seen all 3. Yeah, the first one I really love. It's just so much fun. It's like your classic, I don't know, like road trip gone bad kind of movie. Yeah, it's got so many elements that I love. You know, it's kind of like a teen gross out comedy in a way. Really like the first one. I thought the second one had some good moments and everything like that. Rob Corddry really cracks me up in that second movie, just like all the crazy, like, over the top stereotypes that he leans into with the stereotypes the character leans into, just I thought were so over the top and hilarious. And then the third one I was like, why did they make this? It just didn't really seem like it had the spirit of the other movies, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Those comedies have maybe more diminishing returns than horror films when it comes to sequels, unfortunately, because how do you keep it that fresh on a sequel to a comedy without just rehashing everything? It's really difficult. You know, I mean, there were only 2 Ace Ventura movies. I think they're both pretty solid, but if they made a third one, it just would have felt like, what are we stretching for now? And then we see it with like legacy comedy sequels, like even with like Anchorman, when they came back after that big break. Like, there's some stuff in Anchorman 2 that's funny, sure, but it's like, it's maybe half as good as the first one. It's really tough with comedy. Let's see here. What else do we got going on? Well, we're still, you know, it's still pretty small though. Not that I'm not like grateful and thankful for every little bit and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You know, I started going live and I didn't have that big of an audience. It helped bring in quite a few of you guys, and here we are a year and a half later, and just flying through. Where are we at right now? We are at, let me just reload the counter here as I take a sip of my Chucky Punch. 2,027 subscribers right now. So there you go. There you go. I might just jump to the top of the chat here after a couple more. Davey Deathray, speaking of the background music you're using, if you like atmospheric electronic music, I strongly recommend Obsidian sound waves and channels like it. Great stuff. Yeah, I really do dig like the synth wavy kind of, background stuff. I mean, the John Carpenter music is like some of my favorite. So I have a bunch of John Carpenter records, not just the soundtrack stuff, but like his band, like their albums and all that stuff. Shout out to Eli for sending me the Lost Themes Noir album that he shot over to me. When did that come out, Eli? About a year ago, something like that. Yeah, I really dig that. I mean, the White Bat audio stuff, I really like his music as well. Quite a bit. We got Ben Grimm, one of our great channel members, jumping on in. What's happening? Ben says that new Taco Bell Baja Blast pie tastes like key lime to me. Is it a drink that they have? Because I thought the Baja Blasts were drinks. Taco Bell has a wild menu, man. Their menu is just all over the place. I can't even keep up. It's so like trendy and changes all the time. Them and Burger King. It's like every week Burger King is like, we've got this colored bun for the Wednesday meal. And then like they're leaning into a whole bunch of horror, right? Are they doing, McDonald's is doing like the Stranger Things deal, right? And then what did Burger King just have that was something that was like kind of pop horror-y? Maybe they did a Stranger Things too, or Stranger Things, deal as well. Not sure. The Baja Blast pie scares me. Anything from Taco Bell should. Anything from Taco Bell should. I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque and ended up here. Have you guys ever heard that song Albuquerque by Weird Al Yankovic? It's like 16 minutes long or something like that. It is one of the funniest songs I've ever heard in my life. It's an amazing feat of comedic songwriting. Aaron says, congratulations to The Cure for their 2 Grammy nominations. Like 2 in their whole entire lifespan or just 2 this year? I don't even keep up on award nominations. I can't keep up on that stuff. But if that's for this year, then yes, even more congratulations to them. It tastes like key lime pie, so I guess it depends on if you like that. The Baja Blast key lime pie from Taco Bell. Boom! Run for the border. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Let's see what else we got going. Has anyone seen Home Sweet Home from 1981? Des, I saw that pop up because I was looking up Thanksgiving horror movies just the other day. And that one popped in there. It is, ranked as one of the top 5 Thanksgiving horror movies of all time. I think that's the one that looks like super low budget. Tell me if I'm thinking of the right one. But I've not seen it yet. And maybe I should. Maybe we should do a little Thanksgiving watch party over here. I think I signed an NDA about how I found this channel. Amanda, no, you didn't. You can say how you found the channel. The 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular turned into a verbal pie fight. This way is definitely a lot cleaner than how the Three Stooges would have handled it back in the day. Wise guy, huh? Oh, yeah. Three Stooges pie fights. I mean, entertainment was just so much different back then, wasn't it? Yeah, there's a Baja Blast pie. Be right back. Ordering it on my phone right now. Who's going to send me one for through DoorDash and I can try it right here live on the stream? Home Sweet Home is fun. Body by Jake is a killer. As a killer is hilarious. So it is the Body by Jake guy? For real? Or does he just look like him? That would be wild. I remember that guy. Didn't that guy have a sitcom? Didn't Jake have a sitcom too? Body by Jake. These people. I wandered in here all pie-eyed and heady and started saying I saw that in the theater. You were thinking about pie even then. Even then. How about it? The minions don't scare me, just the haters. I've heard a lot of people saying the Baja Blast pie tastes like key lime pie. They probably just added food coloring to some key lime pie. Yeah, they just made a milkshake with key lime pie, right? And some fizzy water, something like that. Chester says, I know Davey from the Dave McCrae chat. Davey is a cool person to meet in chats, and I'm so blessed to be here in his chat with you amazing people. Well, thank you so much for being a pal, Chester. I really do appreciate it. There's so many folks that I've met through other channels and the you know, those of you who have come on over and, you know, taken a chance on what we do over here and just to see if it's your kind of thing. I mean, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, Dave was a huge inspiration to finally get my own thing going. Yeah. I was like, well, wait, he talks a lot. I talk a lot. He's pretty successful at it. I probably can't do that, but I can still talk a lot. So there we go. There we go. Let's see what else we got. Soda pie sounds terrifying. Well, I just mean that you take a piece of pie, put it in a blender, add some, just to give it the fizzy. You know, you just throw soda, not like Coke or Sprite, just like actual soda water. Ben Grimm says Escape Room is technically a Thanksgiving film. The one girl's college is out for Thanksgiving break, and that's why she does the escape room. Yeah, isn't there another one? There's another one on the list that I saw. I can't remember. Des, come on, be nice. Be nice about the Tootsie Rolls, please. Shit, is Silent Night, Deadly Night the last horror of 2025? I think so. Unless we get something that hasn't been announced yet. I'm sure there'll be some like VOD thing or something like that. I would imagine. Jason Carpenter asks, Davey, do you think we will ever get a Scream for 4K/Steelbook, like something to honor Wes Craven 2 since 4 was his last movie? I think so. Aren't they working on... See, I'm not the biggest... I don't keep up on all the physical media news. Dean might have his ear to the ground on a Scream for 4K, but last I heard, they were going through that movie and kind of taking on, you know, some of the movie has that, what is it? The almost like Vaseline rubbed on the lens kind of look, like a very soft lens kind of look. And I heard that they were going through the negative to sort of remove that, to have Scream 4 look a little more consistent to the previous 3 films in the franchise. But I could be wrong about that, but I would imagine we've got to have one coming at some point. We could do that, Erica. We could do it for another night. I thought it would be fun to do it right after the stream, but I hear you. It's late where you're at, huh? Yeah, and I'm 15 minutes behind on the chat. So let me see here. I heard the Stranger Things finale is going to theaters on New Year's Eve. It is. They said it wasn't, and then they changed their mind because people were like, yeah, we'll go to the theaters for that. We'll get ham-boned at the theater just for that. Hit the bricks with drum dumbs led me to your channel. Hell yeah, Jason. I think there's a few of you out there. Okay, let me go ahead. I'm just going to scroll to the front of the chat here. Grumpy Gorehound drops a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Says, I first learned about your channel while watching you and Killjoy Jake discuss Halloween Ends earlier this year. I also commented a few times. Yeah, and I saw you over on Jake's channel just, you know, right before jumping in on over here. Yeah, for some reason, Grumpy, I thought I saw you before that. But yeah, Jake joined us for the big old marathon. And then like a year previous to that, he was on Late Night with the Davey. Yeah. And then I'll be on Jake's channel next Wednesday. So how about that? Thank you so much for the $5, Grumpy. Really appreciate you. Okay, guys, if I miss your chat or miss your question, just go ahead and drop it again. I'm just going to skip to the front of the chat here because I feel like I'm very, very far behind. So my apologies if I miss your question, but don't hesitate to drop it in again. Vanderhoff, what's happening, Dave? How are you doing? Dave made this amazing tombstone right there, that Davey Deathray tombstone. Dave made that for the channel. He makes awesome these tombstones. They look so damn real, and you pick it up and it's this very lightweight, awesome. It's almost like a kind of like a styrofoamy kind of thing, but very, very like, you know, it's not going to get dinged up like some chintzy piece of styrofoam that you just use to like pack something in, but it's stout, and it's got, I showed it off on the channel when Dave sent it to me originally. It's really detailed. He makes them for a whole bunch of different channels. It's a very, I feel very special to have a tombstone made by Dave. So thank you so much and welcome on in, Vanderhoff. All right, what else do we got going on here? Did I miss anybody's questions? I just don't know. I just saw this absolute unit in a thumbnail and had to stop by. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. I'm blushing now. I am blushing. Thank you so much, Dave. Really appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. Okay, looks like I'm all caught up. There we go. Chester Franklin Jr. says, what do you think about John Carpenter considering doing The Thing 2? He should not do it at all. Yeah, that whole thing about The Thing 2, it's like, this is how I imagine it went down, right? John is at a convention and someone's like, hey, any word on The Thing 2? And he's like, oh yeah, we're working on it. And then boom, the friggin' presses stop. You make up a graphic, you put it on Facebook, and you're like, John Carpenter says The Thing 2 is like in production and they're working on the movie now. And it's like, well, even if they are working on some sort of sequel to The Thing, I don't think it's been stated that it's a film. It could be a comic book. It could be a video game. I mean, John loves video games. It could be an animation. It could be so many things. I mean, at this point, here's what I think about The Thing 2. And somebody asked me this in a comment on one of the polls that I've posted over the last like week or so. They asked me about The Thing 2. I'd really only be interested if it's like the global catastrophe Thing 2, right? So imagine that the Thing escapes after The Thing, you know, some rescue crew goes up there and, you know, finds everyone dead. And just like the guys found the Thing like frozen, they're curious and they find the Thing frozen and they bring it back. And this time it's in a heavily populated area. And we just see like the whole world, you know, basically get taken over and destroyed by this Thing, or that it brings the world to the brink of destruction. Like, that's what I would want to see, because otherwise you're just doing a rehash, right? If you do another movie that's just about the paranoia aspect of it and the small like isolated kind of story. I mean, even the Thing prequel, guys, the Thing prequel, it's what's so dumb about it is they did some things really well. Like they set everything looks, by the end of the movie, it looks just like the facility that the guys in the 1982 The Thing find, right? When they find the Thing. And but in the prequel, everything plays out the same way, pretty much. It is like almost a beat for beat retelling of the story. It just technically happens before 1982's The Thing. So I can't get behind the prequel to The Thing. I don't think it's an incompetently made film per se. I just think it's totally unnecessary. So yeah, I don't think they should do a Thing 2 unless they really like kick it up a notch and have it be some sort of crazy fucking disaster movie, essentially. Dang it, I missed all the Twilight talk. Well, scrolling up for that. Cody Snyder, one of our great channel members in Death Squad Mods, says, what the hell else is going on in here? Well, we're talking about Pi and Twilight, I guess, Cody. Hey, you know what? 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular. I wanted this to be all about you guys. So if it ends up just us talking about Pi and Twilight, then I guess that's what we'll do. But yeah, we'll probably go, I don't know, another 25 minutes or so, guys. So get in your questions if you have them. Keelan says, do we consider Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead as a Thanksgiving movie? Watched it for the first time the other day. Knew nothing about it. Needless to say, my girlfriend was not happy. I have not seen Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead. I've seen I don't even know if I've seen the first Thanksgiving. I've seen bits of it, right? Thanksgiving is like so... What a movie. It knows exactly what it is, and I can't really hate on it for being what it is, but it's incredibly low budget, and I couldn't finish it. Poultrygeist, I don't know. You got to tell me, Keelan, is it a Thanksgiving movie? If it takes place during Thanksgiving, then yes. Then yes, it is. I don't think we'll ever see a sequel to Carpenter's The Thing. I'm right there with you. I don't think in a film form we will see it. We could see a comic book, we could see a video game, something like that. I think the whole thing too was a misunderstanding. John Carpenter isn't working on shit other than his music. Yeah. I'm actually considering, so, you know, the whole John Carpenter's a grump, like, kind of thing. I think that might be like one of the greatest myths in Hollywood, in horrordom. I know we like saying that because there's plenty of times where John has been like curt, or maybe he doesn't say the nicest things about his contemporaries or other filmmakers or whatever. And I've not met John Carpenter personally. I haven't been able to like share a moment with him, just me and him. But I was at H45 and he hung out there on the last day and they did a panel and he was really sweet. He gave a lot of shit to like Tommy Lee Wallace and like the OG crew that was up there on the stage with him. But he took a bunch of questions from the audience. A lot of people were young filmmakers or just about to make their first movie and telling him how he inspired them. And you know, they wanted to talk about the stuff like Halloween. It was H45. And he was so gracious with his time and so sweet. Every time somebody stood up and was like, I'm a filmmaker and you inspired me, I was like, man, on the 5th or 6th one, he's going to say something shitty to somebody. And he never did. He was like super sweet. So, and then there was a gentleman on Instagram, I'm trying to remember who it is, but he got to meet, he had a picture that I saw on his Insta. It was like him and John. And I was like, oh man, that must have been so cool to meet him, yada, yada, yada. And he relayed this story to me about how, you know, when he met John, he made some crack about like, he was like, you know, John, everyone says you're such a grump, but you're a real nice guy. And he was like, and John like looked at him and was like, and you better not say anything, and like gave him a wink or something like that. So again, that's just a story that I heard from somebody else, but in my little bit of experience being in the same giant room as John Carpenter, I think that he acts the way he acts because he doesn't want to be bugged incessantly. And he doesn't want to seem too accessible. You know, maybe you just want to like maintain some mystique or maintain some privacy. And a way to do that is to not be, you know, the smiley, happy guy as your like public persona. You know what I mean? It probably benefits him to, you know, come off as a little curmudgeonly. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a video about all that kind of stuff. We'll see if I want to get into that. What sequels do I prefer over their original? That's a good question. Well, I think, you know, they're not direct sequels. I think you can say Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead are better than Night of the Living Dead. I'm not going to argue with anybody who says that Night is the best Romero zombie movie, but I think you can, you know, I would say I prefer Dawn and Day more, or I find myself wanting to watch those movies more, even though they're not like, you know, they're spiritual sequels. They take place in the same universe, but not with the same characters. I think Scream 2 is really close. I think Scream 4 is really close. They're like neck and neck with the original. Gosh, sequels that I prefer over I prefer Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 over his remake. That's for sure. Yeah. Gosh, what other ones? I think Dream Warriors gets pretty close to the original Nightmare on Elm Street, but I still like the grittier, darker version of Freddy that's in the original. I like the smaller scope of the story in the original. Yeah, that's a tough one. Sequels that I prefer over the original. The original Evil Dead's my favorite in the franchise, but I think that I wouldn't, if somebody said any of those movies are their favorite, like a lot of people say the 2013 Evil Dead's their favorite in the franchise, and it's technically a sequel. It's also, it was marketed as a remake, but technically a sequel. Evil Dead 2, I preferred it to the original Evil Dead when I first got into the franchise, but then as I kept on watching those movies, I was like, man, this first movie is just the most punk rock fucking thing ever. We might just have to double up on it, Amanda. We might have to do one tonight because I promised it through the super chat. But we will make sure to, for our very next one, to do one where Erica can join us, because we want Miss Erica to be able to join us, don't we? Don't we now? Yeah, they had that video game, right? Yeah, that was a while ago, 20 years ago or something like that. Thing 2 is just McCready and Childs finishing off the bottle of scotch and staring at each other for an hour and a half. That is hilarious. Saucy Jack, make that a thing. Make that Thing 2 a thing. Just take that video and just loop those moments of them looking back and forth at each other, and then cut in the moments of them drinking and make it like an hour and 45 minutes. Put it on YouTube. That'd be hilarious. Oh, yeah. Halloween Resurrection's better than the original. Yeah, totally. Des, I think you could say Aliens is better than Alien, although I prefer the original. But that's a coin flip, I think, for a lot of people. Yeah, we're talking about bicep curls and picking up chicks. Get it. Brett says, or asks, a horror movie that needs a remake. The Prowler, The Burning. Both of those need remakes. I'm ready for something wild like Critters to come back. I don't know why. I just watched 3 of those movies the other week, and they're so much damn fun. I'm ready for those to come back. Remake, though. Yeah, The Prowler, The Burning. Those are the 2 that just stick out to me. Especially The Prowler. Really want to see that one remade. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of another one. I mean, like Martin by George Romero is one of my favorite vampire movies because it's so different. I don't know who could pull that off, but I do think that if you guys haven't seen the movie Martin, I think it's 79. I think it's right after Dawn of the Dead, but I could be mixed up. It could be right before Dawn of the Dead. But if you haven't seen Martin by George A. Romero, I highly recommend that one. I think that could be, modernized a little bit as well. It's a trauma film, Davey Poultrygeist. All right, so it's probably pretty fun. That's the weird, like some trauma movies are really fun and others are like, like Redneck Zombies is like one of the most like low budget pieces of trash I've ever seen. Hopefully nobody in the chat contributed to that movie or else I'm a big jerk now. Grumpy Whorehound. Grumpy Whorehound. Grumpy Gorehound. Grumpy Gorehound. I don't know. Maybe you are a whorehound too. I don't know. But I think there's a little bit of a whorehound in all of us. A little bit. Grumpy Gorehound says, I want to see a Thing sequel that takes place in Washington, D.C. Talk about not being able to figure out who the creature is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So like the Thing becomes president. That's wild. I would say that would be possible, but the Thing is so like, I feel like as soon as the Thing sees an opportunity to basically infect or consume, or I don't know what the proper word is, to assimilate like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, I just think the Thing would like go for it, right? So it plays it kind of coy and cool in the Arctic because there's a limited population. So it needs to be a little smarter about how it does its thing, right? But if it got brought to a metropolitan area anywhere on Earth that was, highly populated, I think the Thing would just like go for broke. It would be like the medical examiner that's taking a look at it or whatever scientists that are taking a look at it would be assimilated immediately and then start assimilating everybody else. Maybe the Thing wouldn't even be able to get to a facility. Maybe as soon as the Thing realized it was like flying over a populated area, it would just assimilate whoever it could and land wherever it can to assimilate more and more people. But I dig what you're saying there about the kind of political drama or the political aspect of it. Yeah. All right. The first couple records, I like the first record quite a bit. Life is Peachy's got some fun stuff too. The first couple Korn records, they were actually like gritty and tough. And then by the time Follow the Leader came out, they were, packaged for MTV and like very safe and smooth. And not that Follow the Leader is like a dreadful record or anything like that, but I think the first Korn album's still the best one. Yeah, Blind is such a great opening track. I think Ball Tongue is the second song on that record. That's a really good one too. I haven't listened to that record in a really long time, but I had friends that were really into all that new metal stuff when it was like popping off, and some of that stuff I could get behind, but I don't listen to them too much. All right, I liked Thanksgiving. Poultrygeist isn't set during, but there's a lot of birds. I didn't realize it was trauma at the time. It's insane. Yeah, that's those trauma movies for you. They are wacky. Let's see what else we got going on here. Excuse me. I'm finally on season 48 of Survivor. I'm almost finally fully caught up. That's like a full-time job. It's like a full-time job watching that show. And Grumpy Gorehound, not only did I call you Grumpy Whorehound, but I didn't even thank you for the fiver. Thank you so much for the fiver. Really appreciate you. Grumpy Gorehound, paying the bills. Paying the bills. What's my favorite remake? Well, if we're going to count The Thing as a remake, I know it's like so much different than the Howard Hawks version. If we're going to count 1982, John Carpenter's The Thing, then that's the one. If we're going to talk about, or if we're going to, pick a movie that is actually like we know it's a tried and true remake, then I'm probably going with like Dawn of the Dead from 2004. Trying to think of one that's better than that. And I don't know. Dawn of the Dead 2004, really, really fucking fun. Saw that movie twice in 24 hours when it came out. I saw that in the theater. I Like Scream and Ice Cream has entered the chat. What's happening? I Like Scream and Ice Cream says worst looking creature in all of it. I think the old man from the latest episode of Welcome to Derry is pretty bad. I didn't enjoy chapter 2 from 2019 or whenever that was. Bored the hell out of me. All the CG I get so like numb to it after a while when it's not married with something practical. But yeah, that old man is standing out to me because it just looks like a video game in Welcome to Derry. Yeah, not really pumped with how that show's going. Jennifer Lawrence once said she gives fans the stink eye when she's not, quote, on the clock. And they try to approach her while she's enjoying time with her family. Kudos to her. Yeah, you gotta have boundaries. Absolutely, yeah. Cody Snyder says, I prefer Damien Omen 2 over The Omen. Well, Cody, it sounds like you found our cool little poll on the page. So I'm guessing you voted Damien Omen 2 since you prefer it to the original. I have not seen any of the Omens. I haven't seen any of the sequels, and I haven't seen the remake, but I just watched the movie called The First Omen. It's very confusing. I watched The First Omen 2024 last night on Discord, and I have seen the original. I do quite enjoy the original. The First Omen was fine. I thought The First Omen from 2024 was going to be a lot better than it was, but it was good. I think I prefer Immaculate between the two, but I don't know. Maybe I have to think about that one a little bit more, but I think I prefer Immaculate to The First Omen, which is not the First Omen movie. It's just the one that's called The First Omen. Psycho 2 over Psycho. There we go. Oh, and you're referring to what Dez had asked. I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh yeah, Cody's talking about my awesome poll, not about what Dez is talking about in the chat. There you go. Damien, Omen 2, Psycho 2 over Psycho, says Dean. Child's Play 2 over Child's Play. That's a pretty close one, yeah. I still prefer the original, but man, Child's Play 2 is really, really good. Devil's Rejects more than House of a Thousand Corpses. Okay, I can see that. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. For whatever reason, that just didn't even occur to me. Yeah, I prefer let's see here. I prefer Jason Lives, the final chapter, part 2, and part 3 over the original for Friday the 13th. Yeah. Yep. Hatchet 2 more than the first one. Hatchet 2 is pretty wild, yeah. I don't know. Oh, do I like it more though? I mean, it's got Tony Todd, it's got Danielle Harris. Those are points for it. I think the first Hatchet's a little, I don't know, surprised me with the gore. I think I like the first Hatchet a little bit more, but they're both pretty fresh. Yeah, they are both damn fresh. Aliens is definitely superior. Yeah, it's something. It's got that Cameron look. Some of the stuff holds up better than some of the effects and model work and rear projection and all that stuff they did. Some of it hasn't aged as well with how much they clean up movies now. But it's kind of like, what flavor are you feeling? Because I really like the first Alien for being, it's a creature feature that's kind of a slasher. It's also like a haunted house movie, yet it's like this sci-fi isolation movie in space. It's just like, it's got so much going on. It's kind of like Jaws in that way, where it's got a lot of different sort of genres and subgenres working with each other. Whereas I think the Aliens, excuse me, I think Aliens, the sequel, is like straight up sci-fi action with, you know, there's some horror elements there, but it's more so sci-fi action. Yeah, closer to like the Terminator than a straight up horror movie. Remake Dog Soldiers, says Chad. Okay, I'd be down for that. You could do that. Scream 4 over Scream 1. Bold, Chester, but I like it. Scream 4 is my favorite sequel in the franchise. Motel Hell remake. I have not seen Motel Hell. Not seen it. It's on the list though, but I've not seen it. Sully Streams, welcome on in, says congrats on the 2K milestone, Davey. Who's a big actor that hasn't done much horror that you want to see take the plunge? Ooh, hasn't done much horror, so that kind of qualifies it a little bit. Let me think of an actor or actress that I'm really digging lately that's not been in horror. Gosh, it's like most of these people I know because of horror, like especially younger performers. Shit, I'm trying to think of like who's impressed me in movies that aren't horror movies. And like Julia Garner, I really like her. She's one of my favorite actresses going on now, but she's in Wolfman and Weapons, so she's done 2 horror movies this year. God, that's a good question, Sully Streams. I'm trying to come up with a quick answer right now for you, and it's difficult. It is difficult. How about this? I want to see Jennifer Aniston come back to horror and be in a Leprechaun Legacy sequel. How about that? Let's see what else we got going on. Martin was right before Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, man, I love Martin. So damn good. Wouldn't mind seeing a Maniac Cop remake. Okay, I could be down for that. We got a link for Sully Streams YouTube page there. Thank you so much for dropping that, Brett. Really appreciate you for jumping on in, Sully. Sully Streams. Okay, what else do we got here? Holy cow, 60, almost 60 likes. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. That reminds me to check in on our poll. How did you stumble into the Davey Death Ray vortex? Let's go ahead and close out that poll and see what's bringing y'all to the channel. Oh, come on, YouTube. And of course, YouTube won't post it for me. Let's go, YouTube. What are you doing? What are you doing wasting our time, YouTube? Come on. I'm digging the tunes, though. I'm digging the background music here. Okay, so we had 38 votes. How did you stumble into the Davey Death Ray vortex? 45% of 38 people said accursed recommendation. 42% said live stream chaos. 8% say the horror news, and 5% said killer thumbnails. All right, love it. I love it. Okay, let's jump on back over here. Oh, I love Intruder. Intruder's really good. That would be fun. Yeah, you could do Intruder because it's all about the store like closing down, right? Or basically being bought by a bigger chain or something. So you could do an updated version of Intruder that's more so like, you know, being bought out like by Amazon, or, you know what I mean? Some corporation swoops in and buys out this like mom and pop shop that was doing very well for itself. And so there's a little bit of that kind of, because there's a little bit of a, it's like business revenge is what Intruder ends up turning into. But man, what a fun movie. Yeah, that one's a blast. Grumpy Gorehound jumping in with another fiver, says no offense taken on the slip of the tongue. It was hilarious, but I much prefer Gorehound. Well, yeah, no, rightly so. Rightly so. Thank you so much again for yet another fiver. Really appreciate you, Grumpy. I'd watch a remake of The Funhouse, says Little Michael Myers. Little Michael Myers, are you old enough to be watching The Funhouse? No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I just watched that movie for the very first time this spooky season, and I had a lot of fun with it. And it has that, like, I could see Rob Zombie doing a remake of The Funhouse, because it's got that, just feels like his kind of dirty kind of movie, and I thought The Funhouse would be a lot different than what it was going into it. And then as I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, this does feel like a Tobe Hooper Texas Chainsaw Massacre spiritual sequel kind of thing. It has those elements for sure. But yeah, a remake of The Funhouse would be fun. Yeah, Issues, man, that came out when I was like at the end of high school. I don't really remember that one too much, but I remember they put out like 3 or 4 different variants of the artwork with Issues, so you could buy all the different copies of it. Varying chromated covers, or whatever they say in Mallrats. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and hitting that like button and sharing the stream. We have over 40 people in here tonight. This has been one of the best live streams we've had on the channel. I mean, so when I have a guest on and they've got a successful channel and they bring over a whole bunch of people that don't normally watch, that's usually the only time I break 40 people in a stream. So, for us to break 40, I think at one point we were near 50, to be able to celebrate that with you guys, to celebrate 2,000 subscribers with the community. It's amazing. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're going to kick it for another, like, maybe 10, 15 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how much further we get here. I might have to fly to the top of the chat yet again. The Fly remakes were really good, man. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, I love that. Love that old Cronenberg stuff. Creep Show 2 over the original. I do really like the raft sequence. I mean, that's a banger, right? I think I prefer the rest of Creep Show 1 over the rest of Creep Show 2, though. So if you could just put that one vignette from Creep Show 2, slide it on over to the first one. There we go. Oh, Henriksen is in The Omen too. I did not know that. Well, that explains that. There you go. And what was he in? Oh yeah, he's in the very end of Jennifer's Body. Isn't that a wild cameo? Because I don't think he's in the rest of the movie. He just shows up at the very end. That is like, did he know somebody? Like, hey, Lance, can you come in and do like 3 hours of work one day at the end of our movie? All right. I'd rather see more original movies than remakes. Yeah, no, I think so too. It just seems like there are certain movies that just either they didn't have their time and they didn't have their, like, they had a good idea and it didn't pop off or turn into a franchise, or it was a really good idea and they just didn't have the budget. And so the movie never really got, like, it didn't really achieve what it could have achieved. Yeah, like, the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake didn't need to happen. I think the original Dawn of the Dead is a masterpiece, but they found a way to make it interesting and to make it work. So I think that's the trick. If you're going to remake a movie, don't just do the same thing over again. Find a way to, take on the spirit of that movie and modernize it. Do something fresh with it. And I'm into this. There's this phrase I've been using a lot lately. Just make sure that the piece justifies its own existence. That's my new thing. And it doesn't even matter if you're doing a remake. If you're creating a new IP, make sure it justifies its own existence. And then that's what I say to all these TV shows that are coming out, based on previous IPs, or even just these huge, these universes that we're seeing. Like, how many Predator movies do we have now? And nothing against those, per se. I just mean that, when we try to turn everything into an expanded universe, is each product, that's what these things are. TV shows and movies are products, so we can call them pieces of art as well. Each one of them has to justify their own existence, and I feel like TV shows are having a really tough time with that. And then I see that in other movies where I'm just like, I don't know. I think of Shelby Oaks comes to mind, a movie that's competently made and isn't even really my cup of tea, going into it, just with the plot that's there. But then as I'm watching it, I'm like, this just looks like little things that seem familiar, from movies I've seen before, and it's all pushed together. And it's like, I know what Stuckman likes after watching his movie. I just don't know if Shelby Oaks is a film that justifies its own existence. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a jerk about it. Maybe not. Kind of like Stranger Things as well, where it's like just nostalgia bait for the most part. But is it really doing anything fresh and new? Or is it just a mixtape of things that we know and like and are familiar with, and they're different enough to where we think we're watching something new and we're really not getting something very unique, unfortunately. But that's the Davey take right there. The It remakes were both super boring to me. Tim Curry is forever my Pennywise. Yeah, the first chapter I thought moved a lot better. The second chapter was like, I'm like falling asleep, bored the hell out of me. The Raft was the only good story of the three from Creepshow 2. And it really stands out. And I get why people love it. I think it's fantastic. I just think, I think the sum of the parts of the first Creepshow are still better, for sure. 499er from Antonis Andriotis. He says, I bought Him Blu-ray and How the Grinch Stole Christmas 25th Anniversary 4K Steelbook yesterday. Hell yeah, Antonis. So you're talking about the Grinch with Jim Carrey, right? That Grinch movie. I love that movie. If that's got to be the one you're talking about, right? Because the other Grinch is like over 50 years old now, right? Something like that. And Him, have you seen Him yet, Antonis? I wanted Him to be so much better than it was. Unfortunately, it just didn't really hit for me. But man, I still think Tyreek Withers is a good up and coming younger actor. I know what you did last summer, 2025, didn't really do much for me, but I thought that Tyreek Withers and what's the girl's name? Chase Sui Wonders or something like that. I thought she was really good. So at least I liked a couple performers. But yeah, I was kind of let down with Him. I'm a huge football fan as well, so I was hoping that they would really I don't know, that it would come together nicely, and ultimately it just didn't really keep my interest. Have a great night, Mandy. Take care, and we'll see you next time around. And thank you so much, Antonis, for the 499er. Really appreciate you. Child's Play 2 is better than the OG in every way. The OG's a gritty cop drama. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Feel free to drop the link, Brad, if you want to drop the link for your stream tomorrow night. There you go. That'll be perfect, Linda. Perfect for you to show up and give them some shit there. Alien and Aliens are equal. I think Alien is slightly better, more scary. It is really just about what flavor you like more. So I don't think anyone's wrong when they pick Alien over Aliens or vice versa. I don't think there's a wrong answer there. I just think it says, and maybe for some people, it's just how they're feeling. Maybe people are like, God, there's just a time I just want to sit down and have the action version. And then maybe I want that more, focused, creepy think piece, right? Because the original Alien has these elements that are kind of reminiscent of 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's very deliberately paced. I'm not going to use the word slow because I think it's all part of what Ridley Scott is trying to do. So I think everything's done with intention in that first film. And I'm in the spirit of what I was just saying about, changing some stuff up and not rehashing. think bless James Cameron for doing what he did with Aliens, because it's so much different. It's so good. I think it's easy to say that those movies are pretty equal. What one movie does, better than the other, could be set depending on what you're quantifying. You could say, hey, Aliens does this better, but Alien does that better. You could kind of go back and forth, but I'm so pumped that those movies are different from one another. And it would have been interesting if imagine this. What if the Alien franchise just went back and forth? Ridley Scott, James Cameron, Ridley Scott, James Cameron, back and forth. It could have been interesting, but Alien is one of those franchises that after the second movie, have we really even seen anything that gets close to those heights? I really liked Prometheus quite a bit because it was really different, but it's far from being a perfect movie. Yeah, I don't know. It's another one of those things that's like, do we need a whole universe? Because it's only getting muddier, I think. Alien and seemingly Predator kind of the same way. Terminator or Terminator 2? I'm going to go the original over Terminator 2, but again, it's kind of the same thing. Like, Camera did both of these, but Terminator 2 feels a lot like a remake to me, but it's got a lot of emotion. It has an amazing third act. The way they push technology for the effects, the visual effects are incredible in Terminator 2. I think I like the gritty, this is no secret that a lot of that first Terminator movie was kind of shot guerrilla style. Like, they didn't have permits for some of that stuff that they were shooting. I'd imagine they must have had permits for some of the bigger things they did, but some of those days, I don't think they did. So I really dig I'm always going to like gravitate towards something that seems a little more, off kilter, a little more off center. And while I love what Judgment Day did as far as like, it really was a pop culture moment, it was a huge, that was an event film. Like, James Cameron makes event films, but man, I love like the little engine that could in the original Terminator. Sully Streams, you said it best, Davey. Alien is somehow a haunted house creature feature slash or something. Yes. Slash sci-fi slash, it's everything. It's everything. Yeah, there's no wrong answers here between Terminator and Terminator 2. And Terminator 2, man, it is so much fun. Such an easy watch for being a 2-hour movie, Drew's Movie Club wants to see Tom Hanks in some horror movies. Oh, I got one. So Paul Giamatti, a year ago or so, was saying how he wants to be in more horror films. And he's a big Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan. So I'd like to see Paul Giamatti do some horror stuff. I think he would make, if you're going to reboot Halloween, I think Giamatti would make a really good Loomis. If you wanted to go that route, I'm not saying that they should, but I think he would fit that role really well. Or if you wanted to, I don't know, I guess you could bring him into some sort of TCM kind of thing, because they are going to be remaking that. So JT Molnar, get on the phone with Paul Giamatti. He might hook you up with a little bit of a deal. I would have creamed so hard if Paul Rudd came back in Kills, not gonna lie. Well, they offered it to him. What about if he goes to H50? Are you gonna go out to H50, Chad? Or are you planning on going out to H50 anyways? I don't know. Punk rock question: which band do you like better, Fear or the Germs? I'm gonna go with Fear on that one. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Fear. I think they're a little more fun. And they're still wild, but I think they're a little more fun. So I'm gonna go with Fear. Yeah. I need Joe Locke in a horror film ASAP. I don't know who that is. Who is Joe Locke? Julia Roberts hates horror, but she would be a great serial killer in the Sweetheart book series by Chelsea Kane. I've not heard of that series. Welcome on in, Paul Pietrzak. Thank you for joining us for the 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular. Yeah, I think she could work. I think she could work in horror. But I guess if you're not into it, would you still be able to put in a good performance? Maybe. I mean, it's her niece, right? Emma Roberts is her niece. Seems to be in love with horror, right? She's been in so many different horror projects and really damn good. Jason Bateman, okay, I'd be down for that. Jaws 3 over the OG, well, of course. It's clearly the superior film. Louis Gossett Jr. alone puts it over the top. Which director besides Carpenter should have done action movies after horror movies between Craven, Romero, or Flanagan? I think Romero could do good action. I like. He's got good effects people with him. He edits while he shoots. I think that Romero could have had a wider scope as a filmmaker than what we ended up seeing from him. And had they put the copyright notice on Night of the Living Dead when they shipped it out, he probably would have made a shitload of money, because he didn't make any money off that original release. And man, Romero could have been like the George Lucas of horror at that point. Or maybe Night of the Living Dead doesn't take off if it has a copyright notice. So it's like you can kind of go you know, either way on that one. But I would say Romero for that. I would like to see a Romero action flick. And Flanagan, it's tough to tell. I've only seen a couple Flanagan movies. I'm watching that Haunting of Hill House show. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Jigsaw says, anytime I walk into a store and the person says, hey, welcome in, what brings you in today? I say, my legs, duh. I thought you were going to say you walk up to him and say, can you tell me if a bus arrived from Pontiac last night? That's my favorite Tommy Doyle line. Zombie would butcher it. He'd butcher the Funhouse? I think the Funhouse would be perfect for him. Yeah. Home Alone 2. I still think it had the edge on the first one. Really? That is a hot take. It has its moments for sure. It also has its contrivances that are pretty wild. But I mean, I guess every movie does. I don't. That first movie is just so much fun. But yeah, maybe I would. You know, all the violent stuff in the renovated house or the house that's like under construction, like when he's finally delivering the goods to Marv and Harry. Is that that's their names, right? That's pretty fun in Home Alone 2. There's just some really corny stuff in there. You know, the toy shop owner who is in the original Vacation film as Roy Wally, and then you've got the pigeon lady. It gets pretty corny in Home Alone 2. And there's some rehash stuff too, like rehashing of the Talk Boy, the stuff with Uncle Frank. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. I think it stands on its own very well. I don't think it quite edges out the first one for me, but yeah, I can totally see that. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, Jason. Have a great night. Take care, bud. Can we remake Jeepers Creepers? What a terrible idea. I feel like Jeepers Creepers has kind of run its course, right? And Jeepers Creepers, let's be honest, the original Jeepers Creepers is Texas Chainsaw Massacre with a giant bug man. Pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And then you take into account that this creature takes breaks of however many years. What is it, 23 years or whatever? So that's like it. Again, it's another thing. It's this thing that's just borrowing stuff from other properties. And is it really doing it that uniquely? I don't know. I was never really like, I saw the original Jeepers Creepers in the theater when it came out, and it was fun for the time, you know, seeing that in the theater was exciting and all that stuff, but not a movie that I really like thought about too much, or a franchise that I have spent too much time hanging out with. H5 over H1. Oof. Get out. No, oh, H5. I'm trying to love it. I'm trying to love H5. Yes. Yeah, we know you're kidding. Showgirls needs a remake, but Jamie says it's perfect. There you go. It's got Kyle MacLachlan in it, so it's got to be perfect, right? The Maniac remake is one of the best. That is a brutal ass remake, Ty. And welcome on in. Thanks for kicking it with us, bud. Yeah, that Maniac remake is hardcore, man. Very uncomfortable. I mean, it elicited a feeling in me, so I'll give it that for sure. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Most overrated final girl, I'll start Lori. Maybe. I guess it just depends. There's so many different versions of Lori. I mean, I like her in the first movie. I like the first, like, H2O, I think, has a really good Lori storyline, even though it's number 10 in my ranking. I think Lori is handled really well. And then I think Scout's turn as Lori is good in the remake, great in the Rob Zombie sequel. Her performance is incredible there. One of the first movies to really deal with the direct, like, after effects of a brutal attack, you know, that Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So, and then I think like Lori she's kind of spotty throughout the David Gordon Green trilogy. So I don't know if she's necessarily like overrated. She's always going to get that mention because she's thought of as the original, you know, the original, like, yeah, technically Black Christmas was before and TCM was before, but something about Halloween stuck at that time more than those movies. And so I think more of those final girls are like emulated after a character like Laurie Strode than the Black Christmas or TCM, than Sally or I'm totally blanking on her name in Black Christmas. Anywho, yeah, I don't know. I don't think is Lori the most overrated. I'm not going to say you're wrong, Chad. I'm not going to say you're wrong. How about that? I think part of me wants to say Nancy Thompson because she's only in 2 movies. Part of me wants to say that, but I'm not going to, Sally Hardesty, yeah. And TCM is just its own kind of thing. It's not even, is it really a slasher? Is it a backwoods killer? It's in this in-between spot. It's interesting. Fucking A, right? It was. She was only good in H2O. She's pretty good in H2O, yeah. The first third of that movie's great. I just don't know about the rest of it. And the portrayal of Michael is, well, I guess I have to rephrase that. Yes, it is the portrayal of Michael. I don't think it's Chris Duran's fault. I'm not even going to blame it completely on the masks. I said this in my latest Halloween ranking. If you guys want to check out that video, it's I give all of my thoughts, good and bad, on pretty much every movie in the on every movie in the franchise. And I think the biggest problem in H2O with Michael is the way he's shot and the way he's lit. I think that you can make those masks look better and make Michael look more imposing, and Steve Miner is just not the guy for that job. Thoughts on the new Alkaline Trio track? Surprise, surprise. I don't know if I've heard that one yet, Manny. I kind of fell off with Alkaline Trio after, man, I would say like From Here to Infirmary is probably the last time I bought one of their records. And even that record didn't really do it for me. For me, it's really all about God Damn It, the self-titled, like the mixtape self-titled, which is basically a couple EPs and a couple B-side songs. I really dig that one. Maybe I'll Catch Fire. I like that album a little bit as well. But I don't think I've heard this new song, surprise, surprise. Wasn't the singer from Fear in Clue? Was he? I know the drummer from Fear plays in one of my favorite bands from Portland, and I'm having a total brain fart. This happens on live streams where information I could readily pull, I sometimes fail to be able to bring up in my head. His name is Spit Sticks is his name, and he drums in, oh my goodness, I'm totally forgetting it now. Somebody look it up. But I was able to share, my bands, Absent Minds and Danger Death Ray, shared the stage a couple times with this group. Golly, why can't I think of this band? They're amazing. They kind of, this band reminds me of like Public Image Limited, where it's very angular, but there's something I don't know, anthemic about their music as well. I'm just blah blah blahing now. Tom Hanks was in the horror He Knows You're Alone in his debut. It's true. He needs to come on back. Come on back. Let's see what else. Joe Locke is from Agatha All Along. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this guy. There's so many actors and actresses I am like completely ignorant on. It's wild. Have a great night, Brett. Thanks for kicking it with us, bud. Did you hear that a kid won some contest to direct a scene from I Know What You Did Last Summer, and that scene was it? They were like 13 at the time, so it explains how it was juvenile. Which scene was it? I must have missed that one. I must have missed it. Oh my God. Terrible, Brett. Get out of here. Get out of here. We got Big Rod kicking it with us. How are you doing, Big Rod? Drops a $5 and says, hooray for the first 2K and cheers to the next 2K. Stab that like button like it said Jason was the killer. Stab that like button like it said Jason was the killer in Friday the 13th. Oh, I love it, Big Rod. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, Big Rod has been here for a big time. How about that? Yeah, Big Rod's been here for, man, year and a half, maybe more of the 2 years, the 2+ years. Big Rod's been around for a while. Thank you so much. One of our great channel members, and living a busy life, but still popping in to say what's up. Really appreciate you, Big Rod. Thank you so much, man. Let me jump on up here. Paul Pietrak just became a YouTube channel member. Guys, did you know when you're a channel member, every month of membership, you have a membership chat that you can use? Kind of like a super chat, it pops up green like this one from Paul, and it tells us how long you've been a channel member. It's a really cool way to, first off, get a chat that's gonna like stick out in the best possible way. So you could say something nice to me, or you could say something horrendous. I mean, it's your channel membership chat. And then it lets us know how long you've been a member so we can celebrate that length of membership there. Yeah. Jeepers Creepers 3 was terrible for me. Jeepers Creepers 3 and Reborn were something, and not in a good way. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like much of, it's not a very strong franchise, you know? You are so welcome, Linda. Thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for being part of the Death Squad. You are amazing. Making sure I don't have a poll. We'll probably just wrap things up here, guys. Have a great night, Chester. People are already leaving. They're like, yeah, I'm done with the stream. We're not talking about pie anymore. We just had Frank Meyer from a version of Fear play at the record store I work at. It was a great show. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Nasal Rod is the band. Thank you so much, Manny. Yeah, Spit Sticks from Fear plays in Nasal Rod. They are so wild. Jeffrey Couch, the singer, one of the most amazing frontmen. And man, they've got like trebly guitar, bassy bass, very angular. So that sometimes they've got like a little bit of a Minutemen kind of like funky vibe, but they've got that bigger Public Image Limited kind of anthemic kind of thing going on. Nasal Rod's really fun. Like if you like wild, kind of unpredictable punk rock and something that really is like true blue punk rock, like you could drop Nasal Rod in the early 80s and they would have popped off like crazy. Like those guys are legit and very, very sweet people to share a stage with. Yeah. Boom, look at that. Big Rod's been a member for 15 months. He says at least 15. Well, you've been a Death Squad member for longer, but you've been a channel member for 15 months. That's the longest anyone can be a channel member here on the Davey Death Ray channel, because that's as long as we've had them, had that membership. So yeah, you should have a Michael with a crown next to your name over there on the YouTube side of things. There, Big Rod. Let's see here. Okay, what else do we got? I'm actually caught up. Linda Hamilton is in Stranger Things season 5. I saw that, Paula. Welcome on in, by the way. Thank you for kicking it with us. Apple pie with some vanilla ice cream. There you go. Look at that. Grumpy Gorehound just became a YouTube channel member as well. Look at that. We are growing in channel membership. I've got some new names to add to the cards once we are finished here, and you guys have been amazing. I am going to wrap things up here. Yes, Grumpy is in the house. I am going to wrap things up here, guys. My voice is starting to feel tired. But you all have been amazing tonight. I'm going to go through the super chats and, membership chats and all that stuff before we close out. And I do want to say, I've got my Stranger Things hater video that I just dropped yesterday. So check that out if you guys haven't already. Let me know how you feel about Stranger Things, if I should catch up on it. I know some of you already have, and I do my best to engage with you guys, especially on the videos in the comment section. Not every comment on like a poll do I jump in and chime in on, just to be able to, it would be a lot to keep up on because I'm posting a shitload of polls lately. Loving the engagement, by the way. But yeah, guys, we're going to do, like I said at the beginning of the show, the horror news is going to turn into a pre-recorded show, and that just frees up our live streams for more stuff like this, where like you guys get to lead the discussion, or we bring on a guest, do a watch party, something fun like that. So yeah, that's what's going on here at the channel. I don't have anything that I know of that's going to be released like imminently, but I am planning on shooting the first news episode tonight, so that may be up by tomorrow, so keep an eye out. Our guy Coy, Mr. Critical Digit, has been a member for 13 months. How about it? Thank you so much, Coy. Really appreciate you. Dean has been a channel member for 12 months, and hopefully my microphone is all figured out at this point. And then our other membership chats, look at that. We've got Paul Pietrzak became a member, Grumpy Gorehound became a member, and Big Rod is celebrating 15 months of membership. How about that? Not only that, Leanna Bevy Rage dropped a $9.99er. Dean Renner dropped a $4.99er. Brooke Scarlett with a $4.99er. Blazin' Asian with a $5er. Good Real Hunting with a $4.99er. Grumpy Gorehound with a $2. Antonis Andriotis with a $4.99er. Grumpy Gorehound with a $5. Grumpy Gorehound with another $5. Grumpy Gorehound with yet another $5. Jason Carpenter breaks it up with a $2-bucker. Grumpy Gorehound's back with $5. And back with another $5. And back with another $5. Antonis with a $4.99er. And Big Rod with a $5er. Thank you guys so very much. We are going to go over to Discord and watch a little something. And then, yeah, we'll plan something for when Erica can watch as well, because we don't want to leave Erica out every single time. Although, sorry, Erica, you're just going to miss this time around. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you guys so much for kicking it with me here on this 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular. I hope you guys have had a great time. Look at that. Cody Snyder's been a member for 15 months as well. Hell yeah, Cody. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you. Davey, read mine. I thought I did read yours. I did. Yes, Linda Hamilton is in Stranger Things season 5. I saw that announcement. Yeah. Paul says, take care, Davey, and best from Buffalo, New York. Will do my hardest to hook up with a filmmaker friend, David Kittredge, who put out Boorman and the Devil Doc. Ooh, I've not heard of that. David Kittredge. Why does that name sounds more familiar than the name of the doc? Yeah, man, that's super exciting stuff, man. I hope you have a great time hanging out with him, and thank you for sending the love from Buffalo. Hope your Bills can have a good get right game after that display in Miami there. And boom, look at that. Jamie Hart has been a member for 15 months. Oh yeah. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for kicking it. Me and Cody out here turning our hats backwards and arm wrestling. Sounds about right. Talking about Lance Henriksen, probably something like that. Yeah, guys, this has been she's in the teaser and or the trailer in one of the teasers. Oh yeah, I've only seen the 5 minutes that I covered on the channel. That's the only little bit of Stranger Things season 5 that I've seen. Yeah. Over the top. That's what it is. It's an over the top joke. I like it. Jamie is a lifer. She is for sure. And I mean, you are too, Big Rod. I think you guys, I don't even know who precedes who. It's all a blur. It's all a massive blur to me. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for kicking it here for the 2,000 subscriber celebration spectacular. You guys are amazing. Shout out to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members, our amazing group of Death Squad mods. Really appreciate you guys. Everybody that stopped by, voted in the poll. Even if you voted apple pie, I still love you. And make sure, if you haven't yet, on the way out, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content and the vibe that we've got in our amazing live chats over here. And yeah, if you're watching after the fact, the likes still really do help. And if you dug what we did here, you can hit that hype button, and yeah, we can just watch this channel continue to grow. As of right now, we are at, let's see, 2,028 subscribers. So we've gotten a couple during the stream. All right, I will take it. I'll take every little bit that we can. We are cruising, guys. If we keep up the pace that we've had the last week or so, and granted, that's on me to make material as well, we could be close to 3,000 by the end of the year. That's what's wild. So I got to get to work on that, but we're going to kick it over in the Discord. We're going to watch a movie, preferably something a little closer to an hour and a half, so I'm not up too late. But I love you guys so very much. Thank you for kicking it here with us and celebrating 2,000 subscribers. With everything that's gone on in my personal life over the last year and a half, you guys have been a constant source of calm and peace for me here, and that's a really difficult thing to find, and something that shouldn't be taken lightly or not taken advantage of, but just something that shouldn't be forgotten. You guys are such a big part of just giving me a healthy escape. So I really do appreciate and love every single one of you guys, and couldn't do this without you. This would just be me talking at a computer without all of you. So thank you so much for your questions, for your generous super chats and memberships and all of that awesome stuff. I owe the members something. We are going to do something this Sunday. Members, it's going to be your own little 2,000 subscriber celebration. So keep an eye out on the page for a members only poll, because I want to know what you guys want to get into, because it's been a little bit. I owe you. So let me know what you want to see on the next membership live. That will be Sunday, and I imagine it's going to be probably about 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah. What a night, guys. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. I will see you next time around. Keep an eye out for anything and everything Davey Deathray. And you guys have been awesome. So here is to 2,000 subs and you know, onward and upward to the next. So thank you all very, very much. And until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.